connected up today, July 25th, 2021. It's a big day in the World of the Walking Dead universe. Well, I guess this weekend was. But we're going to talk about a bunch of different things, just trying to catch a couple things here for it, because today is the live stream, but also I'm going to be on Twitch, I believe, later tonight. So it's going to be pretty interesting and a fun thing to do. Not on my own channel, but looks to be the Walking Dead Universe channel. I was invited to do that, so we'll talk about that later in the live stream. So hopefully you saw all the different all the different panels and all the different stuff going around, and I'm sure a bunch of different things are going to be on YouTube on this channel and every other channel too, because it's a big day when you get to see panels, information, trailers, promo trailers, teaser trailers, promo photos, information. It's going to go around and it's going to spread like wildfire, especially the dates of. So we're going to get The Walking Dead first on August 22nd. So it's less than a month away. Today is July 25th, 2021. In August 22nd, The Walking Dead will be back on TV on AMC. On AMC Plus, it'll be a week earlier on the 15th. And the big news is that we're going to get it from August to October, because it's going to go 8 weeks, 8 episodes. And then we're going to get The World Beyond on October 3rd. And then Fear the Walking Dead on October 17th. I'm like, man, that is crazy, because that is a lot of Walking Dead stuff. So a lot of people are wondering, are we going to get, spin-offs? Are we going to get carryovers? Are we going to get crossovers? Are we going to get a bunch of different things? So I'm not sure what's going to be the reason that we're going to have the shows overlapping. Besides, they want to corner the market, and I don't know when the shows are going to be on, because The Walking Dead's going to be on from August to October. And there's going to be carryover of the dates when Walking Dead's on, plus World Beyond, and then The Walking Dead's going to end, and then World Beyond's going to be on, and then Fear the Walking Dead's going to be on at the same time. So it's going to be a lot of Walking Dead stuff starting in August 22nd. Well, I guess the 15th if you're on AMC Plus. So pretty cool stuff. Like I said before at the beginning of the live stream, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I'll talk about it a couple times throughout the episode of the live stream. So tonight, I'm going to be on Twitch, the Walking Dead Universe Twitch channel. So if you're on Twitch, if you haven't ever used Twitch, it's a streaming service just like this. I believe Amazon owns it. So it's pretty cool that I'll be able to talk about season 6, because that's what it's going to be about. So tonight, let me check the times so I get it right, because it's definitely something that I want to make sure you have the right times for it. So tonight it's going to be, I'm on the East Coast, so I stay Eastern Standard Time, so I don't know, or East Coast time, whatever. So I got to be there a little bit early, but I believe it starts at 7 p.m. East Coast time. So 4 p.m. Pacific time. So 4 p.m. Yep, I'm trying to look at the times here. So we go live at 4 Pacific time, and it ends at 6:30 Pacific time. So 7 to 9:30 on my time. So it's going to be a long day. I posted a video this morning, and then I got the live stream right now, and then we had the Twitch stuff later tonight. So that's awesome stuff. I'm super excited to share with you guys, and it's going to be about season 6 of The Walking Dead, because that's what they're doing on the different days. So we're going to talk about, there's going to be a little recap of season 4. They said the first debate is going to be the favorite episode. The second debate is going to be the favorite Walker kill. And the third debate is going to be the MVP character of the season. Then we wrap it up, and then we end the stream at 6:30. So it's me and 2 other people. I don't know who they are, unfortunately. There's Holes Chelsea, Detune, and then me from the PT channel. So I'm going to be one of 3 panelists on there tonight. Pretty cool stuff. Hopefully you guys can join us, check it out. I definitely told them I'd be out, promoting it a little bit, and hopefully I'll be back on there down the road. Whoever knows. So yesterday was San Diego Comic-Con for the Walking Dead universe, even though Comic-Con is going on today. 23rd, 24th, and 25th, all virtual. Hopefully you saw the panels. They were pretty good. The first panel was Fear the Walking Dead, then World Beyond, and then The Walking Dead. So it's cool to talk about different things. Like Militant asks, Bri, do you think Aaron is the one who got bitten? I do not personally. I think it's just a Reaper. I think it's a small, no-name character like a Reaper or some other person that's connected with Maggie's group or even Alexandria that we don't really know too much about or care that much about. I don't think that it's going to be anybody of significance. So if you saw the trailer, we'll jump right into the Walking Dead stuff. The Walking Dead Season 11, it was a little bit late on the Comic-Con International YouTube channel. I thought it was going to be on the Walking Dead channel, but they was on the Comic-Con channel, which made sense. They put all the different sneak peeks, the trailers on the Walking Dead YouTube channel, so go there if you haven't seen it yet. So there's a person getting bit clearly. It's on someone's forearm. I don't know why the forearm is exposed. People should know already that you should have your arms, your limbs, everything covered. But it's a zombie apocalypse. It's the world of The Walking Dead. People make dumb mistakes. The writing is what the writing is. So would a main character be killed off by a zombie bite right now? Like Carl? Like, that's pretty dumb. But ultimately, Carl was killed off in Season 8. I don't really know too many other main characters that were bit, and that's what happened. Besides Carl, if you think about it, and let me know in the comments here, what were other main characters that were bit? I mean, Amy and Andrea. That's kind of what the main deaths that are popping out to my head were, right? So I don't really think that is going to be a main character, but what we see is obviously in the trailer. So people are going to be like, I think it's Daryl. I think it's Carol. I think it's Maggie. I think it's Negan. I think it's Alden. I think it's Aaron. I think it's this. I think it's that. So Tyrese, that's a good point too. Tyrese got bit in the arm and they tried to chop it off, but he ended up dying anyway. So could that happen with someone getting bit on the forearm? Yeah. Could it be someone of significance? For sure, it could be. But I don't know if it's going to be that. But again, people see something in the trailer and they're like, oh my God, who is it? Like, remember, it takes me back to season 10, when they were stuck in the wedged in the cave, right? And you see Jerry's like crawling through and he's like, ah! And he's like, Jerry's getting bit. Oh, Jerry. And you're like, he's fine. And Jerry's still much alive right now, and he's good. But everybody saw it in the trailer, so they're like, I can't believe it. That's what trailers do. They mislead, they misdirect. They're not like clear-cut stuff. Some stuff is in the trailer that's not even on the show. There's been stuff in Season 7 where stuff happened and it didn't even happen on the show. You can look at the stuff with Dwight on the road and the big car crash, and the car scene didn't happen too. So we'll have to see. But it's debate, it's great conversation, it's speculation. People are talking about The Walking Dead, and that's what it's all about too. So Walking Dead trailer, Season 11, I personally loved it. I know some people are like, it was stupid. Like some people post in the comments, it was the worst trailer ever. Can't believe the corny stuff they did with the Commonwealth, this and that, just like dogging it, right? But I can't remember a Walking Dead trailer that I didn't like. Sometimes the trailer is really good, and the season, like Season 7, really wasn't that good overall, right? So I think Season 11 is going to be amazing. Angela Kang says it's back to the same scope, the stuff that they could film before COVID and all that stuff. So bing, bada, boom, good stuff. Back to what you know and love. Season 10C got a lot of hate, got a lot of people saying that it was dumb, it was stupid, it didn't make sense. What were these episodes? They were filler. Yeah, they were filler. They were extra. They weren't supposed to be anything at all. Well, we got couple extra episodes. It was worth it. The Negan episode and the Maggie Returns episode, so 1017 and 1022, were good. They were definitely worth watching Season 10C by itself, but we're back. Season 11 looks great. It's definitely something that is going to be memorable because it's the final season. And remember, guys, this is only the first 8 episodes. It looks amazing in the first 8 episodes. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be exciting. The Reapers, I'm going with the person in the mask is Leah. You look at the eyes, dog is just sitting there by Leah. So it's like that has to be, or by the person with the red mask on. So it has to be like, it has to be Leah, in my opinion. So John Grisham says, PT channel, do you think that they could do some harsh things to Daryl and Carol even if they're getting a spinoff? Oh, of course. But they need to survive. Daryl and Carol aren't going to just walk away unscathed just because they're getting a spinoff. And people are saying they're not going to get the spinoff now. I don't think they're going to make the show. I don't think they're going to make the movies. I don't think they're going to do this. I don't think they're going to do that. Well, what people think and what actually happens are two different things entirely. But we'll have to see. It's still early. The Walking Dead is not ending this year. It's ending next year. And I would assume that we're going to get another trailer by December for the second part. That'll probably air in February. Or, yeah, it'll probably be February. Well, it just makes the most sense for that. And then we're going to get different stuff for when The Walking Dead ends, part 3. When does it end? Does it start in October and end, or does it start in August and end in October, or start in October and end in December? I think they're going to stretch it out, have it all the way out, October to December. So we get one more Comic-Con for the final part of the final season of The Walking Dead next July. Hopefully it's in Hall H in person, because the Comic-Con stuff on like Zoom calls, the virtual editions, the pre-recorded stuff, because all the panels are pre-recorded. Because some people, there was people cursing in it and stuff, and it's bleeped out. And I guess you could, have the buzzer that stops it, or whatever, the button that stops it from broadcasting, and they edit it. But it's just pre-recorded, in my opinion. I just think they did it for a variety of reasons. Because if you lose connectivity, it's like, what are you supposed to do live? It just wouldn't work. Hall H in person with legit studios and people with cameras and everything there too, it just works so much better. So I hope it's there next year. So we've had The Walking Dead has had Hall H in person Comic-Cons. Fear the Walking Dead has been there. The only people who haven't are World Beyond. And World Beyond is only going to be 2 seasons. The final season, second season, starts this October 3rd. So hopefully you saw the different sneak peeks, the trailers, the promo stuff, whatever you want to call it. So the first panel was Fear the Walking Dead. So Tommy Griffin asked, any news on the Rick Grimes movies? Nothing, nada, zilch, zero, besides that Norman Reedus, I have it in a video, definitely go check it out, is that he talks about, he heard that it switched hands a bunch of different times, and he's not sure who's doing this and who's doing that. I don't know much about it. That's all I'm going to say about that. We'll just leave it at that, he says. So, I don't know. Does Norman Reedus not know about the movies? I would assume he does, because he's great friends with Greg Nicotero, who's definitely going to be involved with that. Does he impact and show up in the movies? Most likely. When in doubt, give it to Daryl. Throw Daryl in there. Carol in there. Judith, Michonne. What's going to be all those stories? I would assume he's going to know pretty much all aspects of The Walking Dead, all parts, all movies, all spinoffs, every aspect. It just makes sense. Daryl's going to be involved. He's kind of the face of the franchise and the face of the show too. So, but Fear the Walking Dead, it started off, we saw a clip, and they're back in the submarine. So there's a baby crying, and it's baby Morgan. So you have baby Morgan, and I'm blanking on the woman's name, Grace. She's in there in the submarine. Morgan gets up, gets out of bed, goes and deals with the baby, talks with the baby. The baby's crying. Grace comes in and says, what's the problem? She's hungry like usual. She's still hungry. So Grace ends up going down from the submarine in the hazmat suit, walks down the little ladder, goes down. You see the stuff in the air or in the sky, the fallout. That's a real thing. That's a big thing. She's got one of the meters that she's looking at it, so she sees the different readings on it. She starts to walk away. She sees a walker that's basically melted in between a shopping cart or like through it, underneath it, whatever it is. So she's walking to a supermarket. I don't know where she's going to find food, how she's going to find food, what she's going to find for the baby, but she's out and about walking around, and it looks like Mars. Very orange, very desolate, very just crappy, right? So it'd be interesting to see where that goes. And then in another clip, you see John Dory, I guess John Dory now. So John Dory Sr., but he's John Dory. And June, they're in the fallout shelter, the bunker. Stuff happens. Some dirt falls on his chest. There's some, booms and bangs and, rustles. And then this shelf falls over with the stuff on it. So boom, we see a thing over there. It's like some marks in a wall. John Dory looks over at him. So Sergi says, hi, Brian. I just got your book Fight for Us at the beginning. I love it. So intense. Can't wait until I get to Power. Awesome, Sergio. Cool stuff. Hope you get to Power. That's a many book down the road. But the latest book is actually Revenge. So, but Fight for Us at the beginning. Thank you. Very cool stuff. Appreciate it too. So, Man, there's all these questions about The Walking Dead. I'll get to them, guys. I just want to talk about Fear the Walking Dead first. So Fear the Walking Dead, the John, Dory, June sneak peek, they basically find a room that is where Teddy was killing the women and bombing them. And it's John, Dory, and June seeing it. They want to board up the walls, and it's just like Teddy's gone, and what he did will never be, replaced, but it's going to affect June and John and going forward. And, they're in the fallout bunker, the fallout shelter with some food and stuff. So they look to be good, and they should be safe, and should be good too. So that was the two clips. We found out that Alicia Debnam Carey is going to direct an episode, which is awesome. So she joins Coleman Domingo, who plays Strand, and Lenny James, who plays Morgan, on there too. So she's going to be added to the director thing. So I still have a feeling that Alicia's going to die in season 7 if she wants to leave the show. If she doesn't want to leave, she'll be on the show until the end. But if she wants to leave, then I would assume she's going to write herself out in a big way. So I'm not sure how it's going down for it. But we didn't find out too much besides it's going to be a zombie Western in the zombie apocalypse with, I don't know. Gimple didn't give anything information. He didn't give anything at all. Like, why is Scott Gimple in the panels at all? He doesn't give anything. Why even ask him a question? He doesn't answer anything. He's like, yeah. And Chris Hardwick, he gives him the business a little bit, which is cool. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. I mean, I wish there were a little more to it. And I wish somebody asked about the movies, but they didn't. They also talked about Isabel is returning. The person who plays Isabel will be a person back on the show, and they're setting things up. And, Gimple did his little the CRM helicopters, and people know about them. Some characters know about them, and some don't. Some are in bigger ways, and some are in smaller ways. Will it open up things for The Walking Dead universe? Only time will tell. Yeah. Like, he gave nothing. He gave nothing whatsoever. Angela Kang, on the other hand, definitely gave stuff. Gave up some information. When, Matthew Negretti, same thing for the showrunner of The World Beyond. They gave up information, but they didn't spoil anything. He's like, well, I don't want to get ahead of anything. I don't want to do anything, which is good, right? But you can still give some information. You don't have to say, well, this person's going to die and the Reapers are going to do this and this is what happens here and Dog and Daryl are going to get kidnapped. And this is, it's just no, you don't have to give away much, but you just want to give us something. And still nothing about the Walking Dead movies. I know that Norman Reedus, again, if you saw my one video, Norman Reedus was being interviewed and he talked about, he FaceTimed with Andy a couple of days ago. And Andy talked about Andy Lincoln, who played Rick, that he was in some bird watching movie or something, and he showed him his bird watching outfit. And he talked about old school crew and makeup people and different people that are in the world with The Walking Dead. They talk about that. They talk about this, the new cast, where things are going. So Andy Lincoln still stays in touch with Norman Reedus. Hopefully he stays in touch with some other people. So he's definitely involved. But the fact that we still don't know about the first movie, where it's taking place, when's it going to start filming, where's it going to be filmed, what's going to happen, what's going to do there, is just annoying. I'm still going to watch, even if the movie is made in 4 years and it comes out, but I don't know how many people are going to watch. It's just one of those things where if it's enough things that go by, people have most likely probably given up on the show, and it's not nearly as popular as it was in seasons 4, 5, and 6. Before Negan, before Glenn and Abraham, before the lineup, before all that stuff drew people away. Carl, Sasha, major deaths of characters, the changing of dynamic on the show, and it just was a lot of things that just wasn't there too. So, Dawn says, I read one of the Walking Dead facts, and Angela said Rick will not be in season 11. I'm not happy. So, I saw that too, Dawn, and I think it's a person on Instagram that kind of posts facts. So you got to be careful when you post something as a fact. I didn't see Angela Kang say that. I didn't see the interview firsthand. So maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I personally don't think Rick's going to show up in season 11. I know a lot of people are waiting and wondering, and that's not going to stop people from the speculation. People are still going to say it. Even if Angela Kang and Kimple and whoever came out and they were like, Rick Grimes will not show up in the final season. He will not show up in The World Beyond. He will not show up in Fear the Walking Dead. He will not show up in anywhere but the movies. And they're like, someone's going to be like, they're lying. I knew it. Look, he's trying to fake us out. They're faking us out. It's a cover up. So whatever they say, you can't win with it, right? So we'll have to see. They did talk about, Rick's not going to show up in World Beyond Season 2. He didn't show up in Season 1. He's not going to show up in Season 2. Andrew Lincoln's not going to come back to a show. He left The Walking Dead to go be with his family, be with his kids, to film movies that are much less time-consuming in his life. He's not going to go to another show and become a season regular on a show. It just doesn't make sense because why would you just leave The Walking Dead? Just come back to The Walking Dead. But people are going to be all these different things for the people. It's just, I don't know, too. So, Carolyn Battison, welcome to Level 3 PT Peep. Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me. Super chats, donations, it means a lot, because it helps the channel continue to also make awesome videos like this, have live streams like this, and branch out more and more and more. Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate it, too. So, John Wilder asked, have you started watching wrestling again? The crowds are back, and so is John Cena, thank God. So John's my wrestling guy. I didn't watch Money in the Bank, but I saw the clip that he comes out and talks to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is not that great of a lead guy, in my opinion. He's good. He's a good actor in the ring. He's a good wrestler. He's good there, but he doesn't have the personality like The Rock and Stone Cold. And the one time I watched him on Raw, he came out and the fans were like, boo, like giving him the business, right? And he literally stood there and didn't say a word for minutes. I don't know if it was 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. It was a long time. And then the people were giving him boo, boo, boo. And then I don't even think he said anything, or maybe he said a couple words and then left. And you're like, that is terrible. That is not a lead person, in my opinion. So we'll have to see. I was joking with my wife this morning about it, that I said, what needs to happen is John Cena and somebody else needs to wrestle Roman Reigns and The Rock at next year's WrestleMania or something in the future, maybe even SummerSlam, because John Cena wants to wrestle Roman Reigns at SummerSlam and it's supposed to be this, but Roman turned him down. It's this whole big thing. But what if it's John Cena and Vin Diesel versus Roman Reigns and The Rock? That would sell. People would be interested in it because the Vin Diesel Rock stuff, and what it's crazy, right? Too. So it's interesting too. So John Grissom says, Q&A, did you hear about the casting of Pamela Milton? Sure did, buddy boy. I got it in a video at the end of my trailer breakdown. It's there for it. So Angela Kang confirmed. Again, Angela Kang is awesome. She actually gives us information. She said that Pamela Milton is cast as, I forget her name, Layla something, but I have the picture of it. It was posted in a couple different spots, but I shared it. So we know who she is. We know that Lance Hornsby is not the guy, or at least doesn't look like the guy that is interrogating our group. So Lance is getting a different view, or maybe he shot the video, many months ago or years ago when it was, welcome to the Commonwealth, where things are great. Like it's that introduction, welcome video, propaganda. Say Lila Robbins, thank you. Marcelino. Yeah, so I know that the big thing about it is Pamela Milton is cast, our Lance Hornsby is cast, our Mercer is cast. What about Sebastian? That's kind of the big people, right? Am I blanking on somebody else? I'm not sure too. So Pete Perry asks, will Father Gabriel finally die? Not anytime soon, Pete. I put the spoiler warning out there. So if you know my recent videos, you know who is filmed recently as of episode 10 or even episode 11. And spoiler warning, Father Gabriel is very much alive. He's there. Judith was there. Norman or Daryl was there. Rosita was there. Baby Coco was there. Father Gabriel was there. So very much alive, filming episode 10 or 11. I'm not sure what they're on exactly. So He's very much alive going into the second part. Could he die in the second part? For sure. Third part? Definitely. So I don't know if he breaks up with Rosita and it doesn't work out and that's what happens. Or, is it just breaking the curse of Rosita? Because who she's ever been with didn't work out. They kind of break up. So maybe just stay with Rosita, right? If you break up with Rosita, it's not a good thing. So Father Gabriel, stay with Rosita and you'll be all right. So we'll have to see how it goes. But Father Gabriel is kind of essential, right? So I was watching season 6 to get ready for the Twitch stream tonight. Check out the Twitch TV, the TW Universe. I'll be on there tonight from 7 to 9:30 East Coast time. So 4 to 6:30 West Coast time. So Father Gabriel has come a long way, since we met him. But in season 6, I watched a couple different episodes. I watched like the first 4 episodes, and then my favorite 609, and then I'm going to watch the finale. But Father Gabriel has come a long way, even in season 5 and season 6, that he takes Judith underneath his dirty meat poncho and walks away and saves Judith and uses the machete and talks to the people and says, God's there to help us, but he's going to give us the strength that we can save this community ourselves. And Father Gabriel has been connected with a lot of big story arcs. That being said, it is the first, it is the final season. So anything can happen. Except for some major characters. Father Gabriel could go, Aaron could go, Negan potentially could go, Maggie. I don't think Carol or Daryl. I think Judith is the future, so I think a lot of the kids are safe. So, but yeah, Father Gabriel, I know a lot of people want to see the water tower death, but that's not, we've already had different things for it. Like when they attacked the sanctuary, there was a person hanging upside down on the ladder of the tower. That to me was the water tower death. We saw a water tower in the distance. So they're playing with us. There was the guts that fell on Father Gabriel's stomach. So it's definitely something that they're playing with the comic readers for Father Gabriel's water tower death. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. I personally don't think it's going to happen myself too. So Dawn says, I ordered the first book, Fight For Us. I read the sample. Very good, Brian. Thank you, Dawn. I had to put out the disclaimer of the first book. It's my first book of 14 books of the series. So it's not the best compared to where I am now. It's kind of was my first take at the zombie apocalypse story. So it's not the best story or the best writing, but I'm very proud of it. I'm not trying to downplay it, but it gets better throughout the series. If you kind of like it right away, you'll like it where it's going. It's not for everybody, but people do enjoy it. There's stuff always happening. There's really not, downtime for stuff. It's a little accelerated for things, but that's kind of the story to do it. And it draws people in, and hopefully you start to like and love some of the characters. You hate some of the characters by design. So, Fight For Us, definitely check it out. So actually, Dawn, if you can go on Amazon. I have a book or a store there. So there's all the different books in there, and they're in order. It tells you which book it is. And if you go to any other my videos, the order of the books is in the description of all the videos as well too. Or if you have any questions, I'll let you know what book is book 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, because they're not, well, it does say it on, it should say it in the description of the book too, but sometimes you got to follow it in order, and it can be a little difficult too. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Sergio. And thank you to everybody that supports it. It's my baby. It's my thing. And, I was thinking about it as I'm a writer now. I guess I could say I'm a writer. I'm still like an amateur writer. But when you write stuff like a zombie story, you start to see other stories and other movies and shows and how they write things. And after a while, you start to accumulate a lot of characters. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I know after a character comes across and a new character and this, The Walking Dead and all the other Walking Dead universe shows are the same too. Like, how many characters do we get and gain and new characters all the time? It's definitely something that it builds and builds and builds, and then it's like, man, I got a lot of characters here. How are we gonna get rid of some of these people, right? Or do you want to get rid of some of them too? So, Zach Dixon says at the PT channel, how do you think Daryl will react to all the Commonwealth propaganda? I can't wait to see how Daryl and Sebastian interact. So yeah, for those who don't know, Sebastian is Sebastian Milton. I would assume he's going to be on the show because he's in the comic. So, but Daryl Dixon is he's not going to like the Commonwealth. He's not going to probably think it's okay. Sebastian is going to be the silver spoon, spoiled brat, rich kid that really got his whole way, got everything his whole life, because his mom is Sebastian Milton's mom is Pamela Milton, the leader, the runner, the female governor, if you will, of the Commonwealth. So basically, mommy runs things, and the son can do whatever he wants because his mom runs things. So that's going to be great, right? It's one of those things where you're like, great, this spoiled little brat is going to get his way, even in a zombie apocalypse. But I'm excited to see how it goes down. Who was really cool to see in the Walking Dead panel? It's kind of tough when you watch the panel because you watch the different questions and you have all the different people in the panels, because it was like Negan, Daryl, Maggie, Carol, Mercer, Rosita, Eugene, Angela Kang, Gimple. Did I get everybody? It was like all those, Ezekiel, all those people were there, and the panel's only like 45, 50 minutes. So it's less than an hour, and you got to have questions for everybody in the panel, because you leave people out. It's like, why is somebody in the panel if you're not going to ask them a question, right? And if you've ever been to a Zoom call, it's kind of tough sometimes when you have like 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 people in a Zoom call, and it's like, yeah, I can't talk because they're talking. And you can't talk over people because no one hears anything if you're talking too. So you're like, yeah. You know? So it's just one of those weird things where you're like, until the question is kind of asked for you. We'll have to see how tonight goes on the Twitch stream, because it's me and 2 other panelists. So we're supposed to like support our arguments for our favorite episode, our favorite Walker kill, and our MVP of the season for season 6. And then we're supposed to go against what the other people are saying. And the choices that the other people made, I think, are pretty good. So it's going to be tough to say that their episodes aren't as good, even though I think my episode that I picked is the best. If you know the channel, you know what my favorite episode of season 6 is, let alone all of the series of The Walking Dead. So it's a fun thing to discuss, and it's all going to be in good fun, and I'm super excited, and hopefully you guys can be there tonight on Twitch, the Twitch stream on The Walking Dead universe. It should be very excited to talk about it too, and hopefully this opens up more and more things for me, and I think that I'll be able to talk about some different stuff in The Walking Dead for the final season, which I know a lot of people are upset it's the final season, but it's down the road, man. It's definitely not anytime soon. It's at earliest, the final season, season 11, part 3, would start in 13 months. That's a long time. And before that, we're going to have part 1, all of Fear the Walking Dead season 7, World Beyond season 2, part 2 of The Walking Dead season 11. Hopefully some Rick news. I don't know. But after that, we have the Daryl and Carol spinoff. We have Tales of the Walking Dead that I believe is supposed to air in 2023. I believe their showrunner is Channing some Powell or something, I think their name is. I don't know who that person is, but I actually saw, I think it's a woman, her name on one of the episodes that I'm watching in season 6, actually a couple episodes. She's like, I forget what branch she's, but she's been with the shows definitely since season 6, probably even before that. So I would assume that the person knows what they're doing. Tales of the Walking Dead could be very cool, but it may be a little too late, I guess. But if you love the show, you'll support it down the road. Whether it's 2 minutes, 2 years, 2 months, whatever it is down the years away, you'll still be watching. And it won't be as popular, which is fine. And there's been more and more people asking me in the comments, like, what are you going to do when The Walking Dead's over? I'll still continue to talk about different things. I'll talk about different shows, different movies, different stuff. Maybe even throw a little Walking Dead stuff too in there. Maybe talk about, physical therapy, fitness, training, diet, exercise, how to lose weight, how to gain muscle, how to do stuff like that. That's kind of what the channel was designed to be early on, 6.5 years ago. But it's kind of a fun thing to branch out and talk about stuff. And, we'll get there when we get there. We'll talk about it too. So Caroline says, I can only watch the final season either on Disney Plus or Amazon Prime. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, Caroline, you're in Europe then, I'm guessing, because if you're Disney Plus, that's in Europe. I think it's like the Star or something. I forget what it is, but I'm in the United States, so I don't know. But I know Disney Plus or Disney owns some of the things outside of the United States. So, yeah, I mean, definitely is the way to watch it there, because I think it's like it was a Fox company, and now Disney owns Fox. So they own, like, Disney owns Fox, Marvel, Disney properties. Like, they own so much stuff. Like, it's so crazy how much they own. The Simpsons, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Walking Dead now in different parts of the country. You're like, man, that's crazy too. So, but as long as you get to watch it, and I actually haven't watched the origins of Maggie. I watched the sneak peek clip with her, Daryl. She picks up the bunny, the stuffed rabbit. They find the body bags that have walkers in them. And I believe that she points her gun at Negan, and she's like, don't test me, man. Like, she's not putting up with Negan's crap, and Negan's being Negan. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes down. I like the first episode with Daryl. I like Maggie. I like Lauren Cohan. So I'll definitely check it out. I just haven't watched it. I actually watched a movie. Well, I've been watching different shows and movies lately on there too. We watched the first season of Titans on HBO Max, and it's 11 episodes, I believe, the first season, and it's definitely good up to a certain point. Like the final couple episodes were like really weak. Like, they're rolling into season 2 with it, but the finale wasn't anything that was like, wow, that was great, or wow, that set things up. It was like, what am I watching here? But either way, it's a good series so far. I'm excited for season 2, and then season 3 comes out next month. But definitely Titans, definitely check it out for sure. Isaiah Reyna Jr., thank you for the super chat. My guy, Bri, do you think something happens to Dog? So let's talk about Dog. Dog is a beloved character, right? We love Dog. A lot of people love Daryl. Some people don't, but you got to love Dog. So I think Dog may get injured. I don't think Dog's going to die, but I know there's been a lot of discussions in the comments and, on Facebook and stuff about Dog, which is good. That's kind of what it is. That's kind of what the good trailers bring out, discussion. And there's nothing wrong with discussion, besides people saying, like, you can't talk about religion, politics, and this. You can just speak like adults and be able to hear people out. But Dog is a character that we want to survive. I think Dog's okay. Dog could get injured. Maybe Dog gets stabbed or injured. But if Leah is connected with the Reapers and the Reapers attack Daryl and Dog, and Leah finds out that her dog, which is Dog, got injured, she's not going to be very happy, because I do think that Leah is connected with the Reapers, and I do think that Daryl's going to get kidnapped, maybe burned, maybe tortured, something, So as of, was it episode 8? When they were filming episode 8, I believe, part of it was filmed in Alexandria or outside Alexandria, and they saw Dog there. So Dog makes it to episode 8 per the filming potential spoilers. Don't know about episode 9 or 10. And again, I don't know if it's in order or what it is. It's just potential spoilers, but I think Dog makes it pretty far. It's tough to watch when animals get hurt or killed and stuff. So I personally don't want to see that. I think that Dog getting injured will be tough enough to watch, as it is. Like, I don't have a problem with Dog or, animals or, certain characters I love getting injured, as long as they're okay and they make it out. Sometimes the writing calls for it. Sometimes the writing calls for animals to be hurt, injured, killed. But I think Dog being killed doesn't need to happen. Do they want to get rid of Dog to save money, budget, trainers? I don't know. I don't think so. But Shiva was a CGI tiger. CGI budget was really high in season 7, so in season 8. So we knew that Shiva was going to meet her maker with the walkers saving Ezekiel per the comic, and it happened that way, and that's kind of when it happened. And It's really not practical to have a CGI fake tiger around for longer than necessary. But dog, I don't think is much. I mean, the dog's going to make money. The trainer's going to make money. They're going to do this. But I think it's far less than a CGI tiger. How many people are involved to do that too? So, Jeannie asks Q&A. What do you think of Winnie as Pope? She marked her kills. Pope marked Maggie. I like it. But I think Winnie is a dead end. I hope not, right? It's the final season. Let's wrap it up. Fill these plot holes in. Let's get that shovel. Come on, let's fill those plot holes in. Fill this stuff in. Go around the dead ends. Alexander Romero says, plot twist, dog is Pope. Right? But I'm excited to see where it's going, and it's great that The Walking Dead is driving enough people to talk about stuff, and it's just a good time. It's just a good thing. I love talking about The Walking Dead universe. That's why I make videos every day, and we love talking about the different aspects of it. Speculation, theories, what we think could happen, what probably will happen, what may happen, outlandish, crazy things. It's cool and fun to talk about. I love The Walking Dead fandom, the family, the community, just everything too. So Leah is older Winnie. Oh man, now we're getting crazy, man. Now we're getting like soap opera telenovela, right? So, but it's cool stuff. I'm excited for it, guys. So definitely check out the panels if you haven't seen them. Morales is Pope, huh? Right? Imagine if Morales never showed up. Like he didn't get killed in season 8. He's a Reaper. He's Pope. He's totally Pope. Instead, Morales, the actor, the last time I saw him, not trying to put the guy down at all, but it's kind of crazy when you see actors in shows and movies, and then you see him in like a ranch dressing dip commercial. You're like, what? Is that Morales? Yeah, it sure was, right? Tobias is Pope. So if you saw the different panels and if you haven't seen them, definitely check them out. They're worth watching. They're less than an hour, 40-some minutes for the Walking Dead panel, 40-some minutes, 41 minutes, I believe, for the World Beyond panel, and I believe like 52 or 53 minutes for Fear the Walking Dead panel. It goes quick. You get to see the different trailers and the different sneak peeks and stuff in them, and they're pretty cool stuff. Now, as for World Beyond, I know not everybody likes the World Beyond, but it's part of the Walking Dead universe. I'm excited for it. I really hope it expands and it jumps leaps and bounds over the first season. We need more of episodes 7 through 10 in the first season going into season 2. Will, Felix, Huck, Hope, Iris, Dr. Bennett. There's a lot of good stuff coming up. Now, I know a lot of people were watching it hoping we were going to see Rick Grimes and if he was going to show up, but he's not. But I just hope, it was always designed to be 2 seasons, right? But what does that mean? Is it going to connect with Fear the Walking Dead? Is it going to connect with the World Beyond or the movie, the Rick movies, or the Walking Dead show? Is it just going to be 2 seasons and then we never see these characters again, ever again? Because that kind of sucks. Like, why waste my time, energy, effort in these characters if they really don't progress anything to do with their show after it's done? Is there going to be a couple people make it to the movies, the other shows, spinoffs? Because the timelines don't add up with Fear the Walking Dead. And Gimple actually said that. He gave us something. To his credit, he gave us something that he said the timelines are very different. Fear the Walking Dead is happening much later, or much earlier, however you want to say it. The Walking Dead and World Beyond are so far ahead of Fear the Walking Dead that it's different. So the timelines just won't add up unless there's major time jumps. And maybe with the Fallout, there will be. So I don't know how they would do it. And they could, but would it make sense? That's the biggest thing. Jonathan Wilder says, Q&A, do you think Negan will betray our group to join the Commonwealth? He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to betray our group to join the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth are being portrayed in the teasers, the trailers, the promo stuff, like they're villains, like they're terrible, like they're bad. And Angela Kang couldn't even name them as the Commonwealth on the show or in the trailer, in the panel. And you're like, why don't you just give up some information? We know it's the Commonwealth. Why don't you just say that? Are they really going to mix up things that differently from the show or on the show? Maybe. But we all know it's the Commonwealth. It says it on a variety of different things, the Commonwealth. Welcome to the they say it in the trailer, in the panel. Like, what are they talking about? It's like Lance Hornsby says here at the Commonwealth on the banners. It says Commonwealth. So we know it's there. So I don't know what they're going to give us in information-wise. We may get a couple smaller trailers before The Walking Dead returns in a month or less than a month. But the main trailer I thought was really good. I was excited about it, and it lived up to the things. But again, a trailer is a trailer, and it's got to paint the picture of things, and I thought it was good. Mark says, Q&A, who do you think will return to the screen or big screen sooner, Michonne or Rick? Oh, man. At this rate, Michonne. Because Rick, it'll be like 2050, and Rick's going to be like an old man in a wheelchair. Andrew Lincoln will be like, hey, guys, let's film this movie already, man. Come on, we got old man Rick here. I'm really an old man. Can we film it? Can we do it? But I don't know. Michonne is, I believe, filming Black Panther 2. Well, Denai Guerrera is filming Black Panther 2, or Black Panther. It's Wakanda Forever, but it's the second Black Panther movie. So, and I believe Michonne is going to do something with Disney Plus for a Wakanda series, potentially, I think was the word. But they film in Georgia. Walking Dead films in Georgia. Spinoffs can be filmed in Georgia. So they can get stuff done. But Michonne going away sucks because I love Michonne. She's my favorite character. So how are they going to do that with Judith, RJ, the kids that Judith's training? And are we going to see Judith meet, Michonne and Rick again? Is RJ ever going to meet his dad? Is RJ going to see his mom again? Like, are you never going to see it again? What if they just fade away and Michonne never sees her kids again? Like, weak. Wah, wah, wah. Just not good. Not good. So let me see some of the questions here. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome as usual. Thank you to the new members. Thank you for the super chats, guys. I'll be still going for another 14 minutes, but I appreciate you guys. Can't say it enough. I truly, truly appreciate it too. So, BJ Logan 007 Q&A, but not. I think a couple characters from World Beyond will join the second Rick movie along with Michonne. I hope so, and I could see that happening too. But we still got to get the first movie. So we're already jumping ahead to the second movie, and I think stuff happens with them, with the kids for the Rick movies, but I don't know. I just don't know. At this rate, I just don't know when we're going to get that first Rick movie too. So, Archie Scott says, you heat the dog sequel at about 1:30 in the trailer. So I guess you hear the dog squeal. The dog squeal. So you hear the dog squeal at 1:30 in the trailer. So yeah, definitely dog could be injured. He could get hit. He could get stabbed. He could get wounded. But I think it, has to do with Daryl too. So, One Eye Bry is Pope. Yeah, I mocked Maggie. I still buy into the South African Special Forces, what that guy has on his neck with the dagger and the wreath and the circle around it too. So, I think I like it. I think there's something to it too. So, Richie A, Q&A, how they going to handle Princess and the Mercer link? Well, for those who don't know, Princess and the Mercer, Mercer, the guy in the orange armor, played by Michael James Shaw, they get it on. They become a couple, or at least have some fun with each other. We'll just go with that. So I still think Princess and Ezekiel will probably be there. I think they get together because we all know that the comic is the comic and the show is the show, as we all know. But will it happen exactly like the comic for certain things? Yes. Will they change things? Yes. Just like Yumiko, I believe, finds her brother on the missing persons board. Tommy? Sounds like Tommy. We'll go with Tommy. And I hope it makes sense. It's worth watching. I like Yumiko. I think Yumiko is one of the better parts of Magna's group. We see Magna, we see Kelly, we see Connie, we see Yumiko all in the trailer, but we don't see Luke. And the word is that Luke did not film at all yet on The Walking Dead. So was it COVID? Was it story? Was it money? Was it all the above? None of the above? We'll see. But Luke is a character that I liked. I do like the actor. He's got other roles, other movies, other projects. I believe he was filming or going to be filming something else. Maybe that's why he didn't film the first part. So, Pete says, Connie is the best. I like Connie. Connie's definitely up there. I guess I'm not ranking the people in Magna's group. But if I was, Magna would be the lowest part of the group, in my opinion. But Luke is supposedly, potentially, not filmed any episodes in the first part. So will we see Luke, Dan Fogler? I don't know. Does he lie? Does he live? Does he die? Is he killed by the Reapers? Are the Reapers going after Connie and Virgil? I think so. I think that makes it fits very well. John Waters says, Q&A, why is WWE giving us Oldberg versus Bobby at SummerSlam, but not Brock versus Bobby? Where is Brock when you need him? I don't know. That's a great question. So Goldberg, I guess Goldberg is basically like the Undertaker, comes in, wrestles 1 or 2 times a year. I guess Brock's going to do the same thing, make a ton of money, and be gone too. So Kai, I guess. Do you think Connie and Daryl get captured by Reapers at the same time? I think the film scene with the boots in the trailer is Connie's, or the fire scene in the boots is with Connie. Could be. I like that idea. I like that being how they find Connie. That's a great way. Kai, I'm not knowing the name, but I like that, and I think that works. That's a good way of writing it too. Is that the Reapers capture Virgil and Connie, Daryl gets captured, and that's how they find Connie. Connie, Daryl, and Virgil, I guess if he lives, they make it out, and it's cool. That's a good way to bring it back. Hopefully it's in the first 8 episodes. I would assume so if that was in the first part of the trailer, or the trailer for the first part. So it makes sense. I like that idea. It looks like female boots to me. I don't know why, it just does. And just like the walker who's the walker who's biting the person on the forearm, it just looks like a beefier forearm. And maybe it's prosthetics for the bite, but it just looks like a guy's forearm. It doesn't look like Rosita's little skinny arms, and it just, to me, it just looks like that. But we'll see how it goes down. And like I told you guys, I was rewatching season 6 to get ready for the Twitch stream tonight. I watched the first episode and second episode, and you see that Alexandrians and Rick's group they're not on the same page. And there's a guy, Carter, who's played by I'm blanking on his name. The guy who's from Vegas Vacation. He comes and goes in the first episode, and it's like they were still kind of really annoying when you're like, what is going on here with it? And you like see where they've come and gone, and you see where it's been. But some things they still doesn't make sense. Like, why doesn't Sasha and Abraham have the radio on or music on to attract the walkers? It's just them in a car with Daryl on his motorcycle driving down the road and attracting the walkers, which makes sense. But it's like, why didn't you use music? That would have been a good thing too. There's just some things that it just, come on. Maybe that was part of the plan and they had to go do it quick. Maybe that's what happened. But I think you would have a radio, right? Or something to make noise. So, John Water again. Q&A, what is Negan's new weapon going to be now that Lucille is gone? Maybe crowbar. He definitely has a crowbar in some of the promo photos and the trailer. But the trailer was really good. I'm probably going to watch it again and do a couple more breakdowns of it. It just jumped out at me was the person was in the red mask with dog. Daryl takes out his knife and he's got the burn marks on his forearm, on his right forearm. So something happens with the fire, and then we see him with the fire. Maggie and Negan are working together. Archie Scott says, you think Negan is going to die? Maybe Rick's comic death? Maybe. That's the big question. Who gets Rick's comic death? Is it Negan? Is it Aaron? Is it Ezekiel? Is it nobody? If we're going to get a Negan Lives show, Negan has to clearly live. So I think it makes sense too. So, but Negan and Maggie are going to have to work together. It only works if you trust each other. If we trust each other, I believe Negan says. So trust is very important in any relationship, romantic, friendship, coworkers, whatever. You have to trust what people say and do. Actions speak louder than words. I believe that Negan is going to protect Maggie. Maggie's going to save Negan. Bing, bada, boom. Realest guys in the room. How you doing? No. I think it's something that is going to be obvious, as we saw in the trailer, that Negan and Maggie are going to have to work together. The idea that Maggie doesn't accept Negan and Negan's trying to just do what he has to do to survive. Maggie was away. Negan's done a lot of good things since Maggie's been away, but Maggie don't care about that. Maggie's like, you killed my husband. You killed my son's father. I'm never going to get over it. I don't think Maggie's going to kill Negan. I don't think Herschel's going to kill Negan. I think Negan's going to, be worth his weight, carry stuff for the show. Very important. Negan's very important for the show. Negan, Daryl, Carol, Maggie, Father Gabriel, Aaron, Rosita. Hopefully we'll get more time, more show, more stuff, more story. Pretty awesome. I'm excited to see where it's going. The trailer was really exciting. Good stuff. I'll have to check it out and hear the dog squeal. I have to listen to it, see how we do, break it down. We'll have many more videos, guys. But, so I'm excited for tonight's Twitch stream. I'll be there from 7 to 9:30 East Coast time, talking about Season 6 of The Walking Dead, my favorite season. We got some new cast people in Season 11 of The Walking Dead. New cast, new actors, new characters. We're going to have new people on World Beyond, new people on Fear the Walking Dead. The future of The Walking Dead universe is bright. It's good. It's strong. It's cool. It's not ending this year. The Walking Dead is ending next year. So by next year, The Walking Dead will be done. World Beyond will be done. Supposedly, we'll still have Fear the Walking Dead. Hopefully, we get the Rick movies, the Daryl and Carol spinoff, Tales of the Walking Dead, and whatever other spinoffs you want to have. I couldn't help but think of The Walking Dead, The Next Generation, when I saw Judith teaching RJ, Gracie, Herschel, and I guess 2 of Jerry's boys how to use the swords. You got the wooden swords. Judith has her katana. And if you look closely at Judith, she's teaching them how to fight. She's upset in one of the photos or one of the aspects of the trailer. And then also she points her katana at somebody. And it doesn't look like it's high enough to be towards the head, which would be a walker. But she's upset, and then she's pointing her sword at somebody. Then we see walkers getting in and around Alexandria. So stuff happens. Who's Judith pointing her sword at? Is it just a walker? Is it something is she turning into Shane, which is kind of my theory? Her father? Which I could see happening. I can't wait to see how it goes down. It should be exciting. I'm really excited for Judith, the character development in the final season. It should be awesome. I really hope they're saying all the right things about the final season, but they've said the right things previously. Remember when Norman Reedus was like season 10, episode 16? We got this awesome battle like Game of Thrones, and it's going to be massive and epic. They put on walker mask or whisperer skin masks, the meat ponchos, walked through the walkers, killed a couple whisperers, walked away with the speakers. All the walkers fell off a cliff. They killed Beta. It wasn't some big epic battle. What are you talking about, Norman? You're selling it, but it just didn't live up to the hype. Episode 16 was not, it was built up and it just didn't live up to it. It was a good episode, but it was built up so high, and usually things when they don't live up to the hype. Don't believe the hype. Pete Perry asks, Q&A, will Morgan return? I guess you mean to The Walking Dead? I don't think so. I mean, that timeline is so far behind The Walking Dead. They would have to have a major time jump, but then maybe they do, because if The Walking Dead Part 1 is August to October, Fear the Walking Dead is October to December, Then we get the second part of The Walking Dead season 11. Then we'll probably have Fear the Walking Dead 7B. Then we'll have the third part of The Walking Dead. So unless there's major time jumps and season 7 takes our group back to Virginia where Morgan leaves, I don't know. So it's going to be crazy too. So, or the movie, he could show up. If Rick doesn't reunite with Morgan, Daryl, Michonne, Judith, and meet RJ, I mean, what are they doing in the movies? No matter how long they prolong it and rewrite, waiting on this, another rewrite, it's like, what are you doing? It's crazy. Mark says, Brad, you might need to drink some coffee or Red Bull. You're going to have a long day. Yeah, I don't drink coffee, and I've had enough energy drink. When I was in physical therapy school, I had cases of Red Bull and Sobe Energy and Monster Chaos, the fruity one. I had so many energy drinks, my stomach was starting to give me problems, and it was because, in grad school, you have projects and presentations and tests and practicals and all stuff all the time. So you have to study, sleep, study, work out, study, practice. It was like so crazy how you had to do it, and energy drinks were a way of life. And I'm more of a sugar-free Red Bull guy, but I stay away from energy drinks. Dude, they're definitely not the drink. I do not recommend drinking all those like I did in grad school. So I'm staying away from them for sure. But, they do work. So crazy too. So, but yeah, because physical therapy school, 3 years of grad school is, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time, energy, effort, studying, and trying to just pay attention to. And I remember I'm going to talk this funny story is, I had a test. It was a human anatomy test in one of the big lecture halls. And while we're waiting to go in the lecture hall, the Red Bull people came in. And they're walking around. You want a Red Bull? You want a Red Bull? Yeah, I'll take a sugar-free Red Bull, right? So the person gave me the Red Bull, and it was cold. It was chilled. It was nice and cold. So I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I can't not drink it. Should I drink it, not drink it? It's cold and nice. I'll drink it. So I drank it. Hit me like that. Taking the test, I'm like, my hand's like trying to write and focus. And I was like, reading the question like 16 times before I had to do it. Definitely do not recommend it. Definitely do not do it. Don't recommend it too. So, all right, guys, that's my time. I actually went a little over. I'll be back next Sunday for the live stream. I'll be posting videos all week. I actually have a job interview this week coming up. So hopefully it goes well for that. Hope we'll see how it impacts YouTube if it does. Thank you guys for your time. I'll be back next Sunday. Check me out on Twitch tonight on The Walking Dead Universe. I'll be there from 7 to 9:30 East Coast time. And remember, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, trust, working hard. You can do it. Be back next Sunday.